You're watching Fox 13, the most powerful name in local news.
It's 7:13. Welcome to Good Day. You know, when most people think of Florida, they probably have memories of Mickey Mouse. But the Sunshine State also leaves a surprising impression in their driveway. Move over to Detroit. We've discovered Florida's fingerprints are on almost every car built today. Fox 13 consumer reporter Chris Kimura reveals an automotive secret that's hidden right here.
On Car Lot, you have lots of choices.
It's personality.
Particularly in paint.
Usually it's 6 to 8 colors.
For a sample,
Jet black.
Stingray Chevrolet's Steve Hurley
Yellow.
grabs the wheel.
This is cyber gray.
And spins me
Blue. Torch red. Charcoal gray.
through Chevy's
Supersonic blue. Silver white beige.
color wheel.
How about that one right there? Bright orange Sonic.
By golf cart, Steve explained that paint matters.
For some people it's number one.
Many times, that sold sticker hinges on the shade.
They'll tell you safety is important and fuel mileage, especially these days, is so important. But, you know, if you've got one that's not the right color, they're going to be out.
Paint is a priority, and that simple revelation led us someplace completely unexpected. The swamp. At the edge of Florida.
It's about as far as you can get.
Where the Everglades National Park spreads out. Something colorful stands out.
It's sort of a hidden secret.
Welcome to the paint farm. Going public for the very first time.
We fly under the radar. Nobody knows we exist.
This 20-acre field, lined with colorful blocks,
Hundreds of thousands of specimens.
is where fresh paint comes to fade.
We sit around and watch paint fade, which is actually a whole lot more interesting than watching paint dry.
Mike Crewdson's company, QLab, cultivates a one-of-a-kind crop.
Just doing a little bit of housekeeping.
Rows of tinted 4x12 metal strips aimed right at the sun. These swatches could be tomorrow's color options at the dealership. But first, extreme southern exposure. Hues and pigments pounded by the elements to measure how they weather.
Pretty much every one of these panels is a science experiment.
They broil under the sun for years. A marathon of endurance.
Most of these coatings will spend 7 or 10 years out here.
Chemistry meets meteorology. But unlike the TV guys predicting the weather,
So this is the inside part of it.
Mike's chief concern
This is a 24-hour plot showing the last 24 hours.
is logging the exact amount of heat, sun, and moisture each minute.
So we save about 40,000 measurements a day.
Paint fades faster in Florida than anywhere else in the U.S. So what happens here sets global standards.
South Florida is the world's capital for this industry.
Which nameplates are testing their paint jobs here? That's a secret.
We have confidentiality agreements with a lot of our customers.
However, one company let the cat out of the bag.
Color gets so much attention at our company.
Trina White is a General Motors engineer. Her passion is paint.
We want to make sure that there is no distortion in the color.
GM chose Florida for its unforgiving heat, oppressive humidity, and unblinking UV.
That's kind of the perfect storm.
GM's test is simple. If a shade cracks, fades, or fails in Florida, it goes dark.
That color will never end up on a car or a truck.
This behind-the-scenes process plays out over a decade. Each baked paint sample is numbered, then sent for analysis once a year.
We do a deep dive.
Car companies aren't the only ones weathering their wares in steamy South Florida.
We test all sorts of products, anything that is outdoors.
Some QLab specimens are obvious. Others could be anything.
If it goes outdoors, it needs to be tested first.
Auto manufacturers pioneered this unusual type of research.
General Motors started this whole industry.
Man versus the elements.
You want the paint to last.
Science.
There's a lot goes into it.
So your next car
Stone gray, blue.
keeps
Even if you're not a car person,
that showroom shine.
color does matter.
Chris Kimura, Fox 13 News.
Kimura's here, just back there. So what about hurricanes? If tropical weather threatens Florida, all those paint samples are boxed up and stored in a warehouse. And then their time in the dark is documented to keep the experiment accurate. Here's a fun fact. We asked which color is the most popular. GM says white. Worldwide consumers buy more white cars than any other shade. So savvy shoppers for resale value, bland may be your best bet. A fascinating story.
Very cool. I've got a
didn't
white
even know it
car.
was down there.
What does that mean?
It means you're smarter than most.
Although I got to get washed more white.
That's true.
A little
That's true.
dirty.